Hey, how's it going? It's Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand make more sales with email. As a part of my 100 emails and 100 days breakdown challenge, I am breaking down an email today from a brand called Tactical Baby Gear. I found their brand in my Facebook feed, clicked through their ad, checked out their site, checked out their products, thought they looked neat, so I sent them for the list. I also went through and added some items to my shopping cart and abandoned it to see if they had some abandoned cart emails that would go out. Thankfully, they do. I got a welcome email from them as well as two abandoned cart emails at the time of this recording. And this email that we're going to break down today is an abandoned cart email. It's number 2 in their sequence so far. I'd imagine they have a couple more coming my way, but this is number 2, and I'm going to break it down with that context in mind. So the first element here we look at is subject line: 10% dad discount unlocked. So there's two things with the subject line that I like. One, they call the discount something. They call it dad discount. This brand does have a military theme to it. It is focusing on, and it looks like it's targeting going after dads, fathers in particular. So that right there gets my attention, right? Dad discount. I'm not a dad myself, but it's in line with who they're actually targeting, who they're actually talking to with these emails. The second thing is they put the offer right in the email, or sorry, right in the subject line. So that's something with abandoned cart emails. I see brands they test themselves out of money. And what I mean by that is they get too clever with their abandoned cart subject lines. So abandoned carts are basically the last reminder before somebody essentially doesn't make a purchase. They were 2 clicks away from making a purchase. They abandoned their cart, and you're trying to get them back. So whether a kid threw a glass of milk across the room and it went over the wall, or a cat puked on the carpet or something, the customer got pulled away from the computer or their phone to not make the purchase. So they intended to make the purchase, but they just didn't. So putting the offer directly in the subject line is a great way to test again, or a great test to do against anything else you want to try. So just put the offer in the subject line, like 10% off unlocked or 10% off waiting for you. Put that in the subject line, test that as your baseline, and then do your more clever stuff like dad discount, or maybe a funny line or pull or joke or dad joke or something, right? Because since they're so close to that purchase, just getting them back to the cart, that's all you want to do. And getting them back to the cart means use as little friction as possible to get in there, and putting their offer directly in the subject line does that. It gets them there as quickly as possible. So those are 2 things for the subject line. Next piece here: Tactical Baby Gear support at tacticalbabygear.com. So the from name and the from email. So 2 things I think here with the from name and the from email address. One, because this brand, if you check out their website and you look at if you get their welcome email, they are definitely leaning into their personality of being dads and with a military theme, right? So the Tactical Baby Gear, I think that's fine with the brand name, but the support at, if you can make that come from either one of the founders or somebody in the company, an actual person, the personality is just going to ring even more true. If you can take this and the from name and make it like Bob at Tactical Baby Gear, that's going to ring true to the customer even more. It's going to feel more personal because it's actually from a dad or somebody from the company that's helping dads. Sticking with a brand name with this type of brand that has a personality and actually has a very specific theme, and they're very, very, very clear on who they're actually speaking to. Leaning into personality is going to make them make their brand stand out even more in the inbox and even more in the customer's mind with the niche that they're in. So many brands that I've come across in the baby space or new baby space with strollers, backpacks, bags, things like that. It's all brand. Most of them have just a brand, and there's no front facing person. As far as I've seen, having a new baby is a very intimate, very like personal, and very like life changing moment, right? So having somebody that you can personally connect with a brand, as opposed to just the brand itself, that's going to give you a leg up on competition who's not doing it. And I haven't seen a lot of brands doing that in the baby space. So that's something Tactical Baby Gear could do, is maybe have a dad personality that speaks to the customer, or something you could go against the grain is have a mom personality that's speaking to dads through the military scope, and maybe she gives them a hard time. Maybe she tells jokes, or she tells stories about the dad in her life, and then and just be that kind of bridge between the two. That could be a fun personality and relationship you could build between that person and the customer in the brand. So there's just some ideas here of like, if you're going to lean into an attitude or a personality, you can go even further and make it come from a person instead of the brand, and people are going to connect to that emotionally. So those are basically the 2 things there with the from name and the from email. Next piece here, we have free US shipping on orders over $99. So that's a feature of talking with the brand. We have the brand logo, which I like. It's pretty small, so it's not intrusive, and it's not pulling you away from the offer. And it looks like it's not a header or a banner or anything. It's just built right into the main image here. They have the offer nice and big, orange and black, 10% off for 48 hours. They do have an asterisk. which I'm assuming they have some stuff here with terms later down in the email. And we'll see what the code here, what they actually did here and how they actually make it work. So step up your dad game, hit that checkout button and make things official before time runs out. So a little bit of personality is coming through that copy. I think they could go a little further. They could do something like step up your dad game. Don't lose your mind trying to find all the baby gear. Click checkout now to get what you need, or something like that. Like just touch on a little pain point or a little nerve here that most dads may have when it comes to baby gear and what that means to them when they're hauling around their kid. So you could have a little bit more fun with this copy and maybe go a little bit more personality driven with it. Because this overall, this is a great email. I think it gets the offer in front of the people. You have the feature, but a little bit of more personality is going to make an emotional connection. You have your checkout now CTA button, which is great. So that's right at the top of the offer. I really like that. A lot of brands make the mistake of doing the offer, putting some branding, putting some tagline in, and then putting the checkout button at the bottom. And it's like, okay, I have to scroll a page and a half to get to the checkout to actually click through this. Some people have already left. You lost the sale because you didn't put the checkout button up high enough. And in particular, the reason I say it for this email is because it's an abandoned cart email. They're literally 2 clicks away from buying. Get out of the way. Like, give them the offer, get out of the way. And even with this copy, I would test not using this copy and just removing it entirely. I would test maybe a little personality driven. I would test maybe like a feature benefit outcome type deal. There's different things you can test to get them to click on this button. So next piece here, this is due to the asterisk, but your 10% off coupon code is this random character set. This is too small. I think you need to make it bigger. I think you need to do something at like this size or maybe the size of the checkout button, or put the code in the checkout button. So when they see it, say, hey, click here and use code blank at checkout, and just have them click that. So you can do that. This looks like it's randomly generated. It looks like because it is a 48 hour window, they're giving you a randomly generated code per customer per signup, or per abandoned cart or per instance actually, so that they can actually have a 48 hour window on this. If you use a code that's not pre-generated, it's the same code every time. In some cases, you can't do a window on it, like a 48 hour time limit, because for whatever reason, there's technical reasons you can't. So if you want to do a 48 hour window, 7-day window, whatever, the randomly generated codes like this actually can work better. So just a notice there. And then here's the asterisk from the 10% off offer. Expires in 48 hours. Okay, we've seen that once already. Cannot be combined with any other coupon. That's fine. And then offer not valid on cruiser products. So here's a little conflict here. The item that I put in my cart is a cruiser, and I'm looking at this saying, oh, sweet, I get 10% off the cruiser I was going to get, and they put it here, not valid for cruiser products. So there is a way that in your abandoned cart sequence, depending on your email software, something like Klaviyo or even ActiveCampaign, you can do this. You can exclude certain products from certain abandoned cart sequences or certain flows or certain automations, right? So if the cruiser is a higher priced item, and it's a popular one, then I would make its own abandoned cart sequence and just make it its own. So you can get really, really super specific and custom on it, as opposed to using it as a general 10% off for 48. So that's another thing too, just a little higher level strategy here is it's an abandoned cart. It's my first time trying to shop, and they're already offering me coupons to buy. This is a small thing, but you could be training customers to only buy when they get a coupon. So that's something to consider too, is I like to flip the script and say they have to buy full price first time they purchase. And if we can get that purchase, everything after that is going to be a lot easier because they went through the process of buying from you full price first time. I tend to like to, with my strategies, give the VIPs and the repeat customers the percentage, the deals on the back end, because they're already customers. They've already spent a couple $100 or however many, a couple $1,000, and you give them the 10% after their 5th purchase and say, hey, welcome to the VIP club. This is part of what you get is you get a 10% off coupon because you're part of VIP for this next purchase. It doesn't expire. Use it when you want. And then also to anytime we have new products letter launched or we have deals or discounts or anything like that, you get them for the first 48 hours and you can buy as much as you want. And if we run out of stock, nobody else gets it. But if we don't, we'll send it to the rest of the list after that. So it's one way that you can take discount codes and flip it on its head and not make the new customers actually pay to get in. And then once they're in, that's when they get the deals and the discounts. This creates a list that is actually rewarded for buying from you as opposed to waiting to buy, or only buying when you have a discount. And so that's something I've done with brands and it's worked pretty well before. So just keep that in mind. If you're offering discount codes up front to the new customers, they're going to expect that moving forward, and breaking that expectation later as opposed to upfront is going to be a lot tougher. It's going to potentially lose you sales because they're going to say, oh, the only time I'm going to buy is a percentage off. You don't give one for a year. They don't buy again. You essentially lose that customer. So yeah, there's just some higher level strategy piece there. So yeah, back to this cruiser thing, tying that back in. This cruiser, if we can't use them, remove this from being able to be in the in the sequence itself, in the automation, remove this product from actually going through that sequence and exclude it. You can make your own abandoned cart sequence for this product specifically. It is a higher ticket item, so if you can't use it on cruisers, make its own sequence for everything, for browser abandoned, abandoned cart, post purchase, all that. You can make its own sequences for this product itself or this category itself, which would be a lot better than saying, "Hey, here's a coupon, but you can't use it." That can be frustrating sometimes from a customer standpoint. So, and then next few elements here. This is the product I put in my cart. Another checkout now button. So that's something that TBG is doing nicely. Is I've already within a scroll, half a scroll to a full scroll, I've already seen 2 checkout buttons and the offer twice, which is great, and a reminder that my cart's here. So this email is really simple, really straightforward, and I'd imagine they're doing pretty well with it. But the things that I've mentioned so far, I would tweak and test and see what we can do with to get people to complete more of their cart abandons, their purchases from a cart abandon as opposed to leaving. The rest of the email is pretty standard, straightforward. They offer shop pay. That's a big feature. Here's your 4 big features here. Return exchanges within 90 days of purchase. I really like that one, especially for baby products. These cruisers, as I would imagine they did that because of shipping. I'd imagine they did that because of four interest-free installments. They're trying to get all their payments in before they exchange. And then also I'd imagine shipping for some products take longer. So doing that actually helps. I'd imagine that's why they're doing that. They may not have that reason at all, but that would make the customer feel a lot more comfortable. It's like, hey, I got a cruiser. It takes 3 weeks to get to me, and I only have a week to use it before I can exchange it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So having a 90-day, that's huge. Customer service, lifetime guarantee against manufacturing defects, and your free shipping on US orders over $99. So features of buying from the brand. And then they throw in their product menu here. Footer information, so you have socials, internet website. So this here, you technically don't have to have this down here. If you're going to do a website, like you want them to check out now. So there's not a whole lot you need to do down here with this stuff. I would potentially test this email without any of this footer information at all, like just the bare minimum of what you need down here, the footer, like disclaimers and stuff. I would get rid of everything else and see if just the checkout now would actually convert better, get more clicks and get more sales, because doing all this distracts them. They go back in and say, oh, they have diaper bags, I'm going to add that too. Okay, yeah, now they're back further up the funnel when they're shopping, and that's going to cause more friction, which means they're probably not going to buy, because now they have to decide on 2 items, which makes their AOV or their cart go up, and now that's a bigger purchase as opposed to them just completing the cruiser and you doing like a cross sell or something later and saying, hey, you bought the cruiser, here's 20% off for diapers, get them now and they'll come with your cruiser. You do before it ships type stuff. So yeah, I would remove as many different options as you possibly can in abandoned cart and just go for the completed purchase as the main goal. So yeah, that's the rest of the email. So just an overview, quick overview for insights here. I'll go for 2 or 3. 1, I really like the subject line. The dad discount, calling the discount something specific as opposed to just general discount, and then putting the offer directly in the subject line to test against when it comes to abandoned cart emails. That's great. The second thing, I'd say test having somebody's first name at Tactical Baby Gear, so like Bob at Tactical Baby Gear, and then Bob at tacticalbabygear.com. With this brand and the way they're positioning themselves right now, with their personality, with the idea of dads and military, leaning into that personality and actually have a person speak for the brand as opposed to the brand without a person, like a spokesperson. That personality, leaning into that, I think it's going to be better for you. The last thing here, the one thing that caused a lot of friction when I was reading through this is like, oh, cool, I got a 10% off coupon, but I can't use it on the cruiser, the only product that I chose. So either exclude these cruisers from the abandoned cart sequences, like update this so you can actually use it on the cruiser, or exclude these from this specific sequence and make its own. So you can have your own abandoned browser, abandoned cart, welcome sequence, etc. All those automations you can do just for cruisers in that category. So you can separate this code out so that people aren't going to get pissed and say, oh, I can't use it. Or they completely miss this and check out now, go to buy and say you can't use it. It's like, oh, well, that's a bummer. And you lose a sale because you had something like this that could have been solved before they even saw the email. So yeah, those are the 3 big insights. I hope that helps. Please check out the rest of my videos on YouTube. I've got roughly 66 of them at the time of this recording that go through breakdowns like this with emails in the e-commerce space. So check those out, get some insights, take them back to your brand, make some more sales. And if you do take any of these insights back to your brand and it works, please let me know. I'd love to talk to you about it and just see kind of what you did, how it worked, and what you're going to do moving forward. And so I can ask you some questions to get to know what you're doing. So in the meantime, thanks for watching and have a great day.